Hi, it's Melanie McLean from McLean Solutions, here today to talk about the bundle of rights. So, as you know, McLean Solutions is a real estate education and consulting company. I write, teach, and present across the United States. That's my website, that's my email, and I would love to present to your office, to your association, to your school, to your state convention, or wherever you would want to hear from me. Okay, so let's plunge in. You remember this because you learned it in pre-licensing. The bundle of rights includes the right of possession, the right of control, the right of exclusion, the right of enjoyment, sometimes called quiet enjoyment, and the right of disposition. So we run into these all the time as realtors. We know people get to live in their property. We know the rights of possession can be by lease. Probably all of us at one time or another have sold a property which had a lease on it, and the term of the lease would extend beyond the closing date, which meant the new owner had to honor the terms of that lease because leaseholders have rights. Current issue is squatters. We know this is a huge issue. My state of Pennsylvania is working on anti-squatter legislation. It does happen in some other states, New York, Alabama, and Florida, to name a few. So why do we need legislation? Because we've got some bad actors out there who are faking leases. They're forgeries. They don't have a lease. But the minute they produce a lease, you've got local law enforcement saying they have a lease. This is a landlord tenant issue. You have to go to the district magistrate or whoever, and that's a morass, landlord tenant law. It's very much a government affairs issue, a realtor issue, and RPAC, and I'll be talking more about those. Now, right of control, what you do with your property, how you use it, and it is subject to police powers. Now, you guys see, I have Airbnb. You've heard me talk about this. Part of government powers is police power, which includes zoning. I surely hope all of you who listen to me are always, when you have a buyer who is saying, oh, wow, I'm going to buy that and do an Airbnb, I really hope you are taking the time to explain zoning to them, which includes explaining that what may be completely legal today could be changed by a zoning board. Then we have eminent domain. That's the subject for another day, but I think most of us know about it. Taxation, of course, we know about, and escheat. So the right of exclusion, we can control who comes onto our property. One of the things that happens to me when I have my appraiser hat on, if I'm out doing an appraisal and I need a picture of a comparable sale, I totally respect a driveway with a no trespassing sign because I understand that the bundle of rights, which come from common law, give that landowner the absolute power to tell me not to come on their land. And like most appraisers, when I run into that, I take a picture of the sign, I send it on to the lender, and I say, yep, I'm not going up a private driveway to take a picture of this house, no matter how much you want me to. Of course, one of the reasons for that, folks, is I live in the woods of Pennsylvania, and chances are fairly high that property owner has a weapon. I'm not going up that driveway. The sign said to stay out. The right of enjoyment, sometimes called quiet enjoyment. It's the freedom to enjoy property without being disturbed. So this ties into police power in that if your next door neighbor's son's band is practicing at 3 in the morning and it's very loud, you call the cops. The cops will say there's a noise ordinance, but it also, that goes back and rests upon quiet enjoyment or the right of enjoyment to your own property. People can't create a nuisance that will affect your property. Right of disposition, deed, will, or escheat and foreclosure. Now, we deal all the time with people who are having foreclosure issues. They either didn't pay a mortgage, it's a tax sale, which is just a form of a forced sale. And then we also know that entities like water and sewer authorities can take a property to foreclosure, as well as homeowner associations and other things. Let's talk a little bit about escheat so we can explain it to our buyers and sellers. With escheat, this is when somebody dies without a will and no heirs can be located, the property will eventually revert to the state. So everyone should figure out, if they don't have any relatives, what do you want to happen to this property when you're gone? At this point, I'm going to remind you, you're a realtor, probably, if you're listening to me. We are defenders of private property rights at the state, local, and national level. It is so important for us to be involved. And I cannot tell you how many times I see calls to action, NAR, PAR, even a local association going out and saying to our legislators, we're infringing on people's private property rights. We need to fix this. So if you are not already a person who has invested in RPAC this year, let me encourage you to make an investment in RPAC. It's an investment in private property rights. It's an investment in your career. So remember, if you don't know real estate, know your real estate instructor. Hope to see you soon. Have a great day. Thanks for listening.